Hello guys, welcome back. How you all doing today? I hope you're all doing well. So there is something I really want us to talk about today, right? So I've watched a lot of videos recently of people living in Europe or abroad in general when they are interviewed about investing in Africa. Most of them have this negative perspective, which sometimes I really understand, because maybe you want to send money home for somebody to do something for you. They end up not doing anything, also using the money for something else, and it's frustrating. I get it. Then the new trend, let me start from the older generation that came to Europe. Most of them didn't invest in Europe. All their investment was just in Africa. And the way things are in Africa right now, don't ask me, because I know you know. So many of them are regretting. Okay? Even the ones that build houses for rent is from one repair to another. Sometimes the tenant do not want to pay, stuff like that going on. And the new generation that came, they try to get an apartment. There is nothing. Some people will have to move to outskirts of the city because there are no apartments available for them. And sometimes when they manage to get an apartment, the things that the agents request for is ridiculous. Usually ridiculous. Like, what's this kind of situation? And again, some of them will just tell you to your face that they don't give house to blacks. So this new generation suffer this thing, and they are still suffering it till date. I'm not going to lie to you. So they now realize, okay, the mistake the older generation made was not doing something here. For example, buying an apartment. So most of them these days, what they do, they go to the banks, get a loan, buy an apartment, and just forget about investing in Africa. You understand? So I also want to talk about the kind of jobs we do. The kind of jobs available in Europe is, for example, the caregiver abbandante in Italy. Then you work in restaurants, warehouse jobs, fabrica. Most of these jobs are really, really stressful. Like, they are not the kind of jobs you can do for a long period of time, like for years, maybe till pension. Now, you want to kill yourself? No. Those are not the kind of jobs, because they are really, really stressful. So now that you have all your investments, no, not really all your investments, maybe you bought a house in Europe and you have no plans in Africa, no investment in Africa at all. My question to you is, do you want to live all your life in Europe, in the country you are right now? Do you not have any plans of relocating to Africa one day, probably when you get older? Because to be very honest with you, I see some older people, Africans, and they are not doing really well. No. The older you get, the lesser the opportunity you have to get these kind of jobs, because they require strength. They require energy. The older you get, the most likely you will get these kind of jobs. And these are the kind of jobs that are mostly available for immigrants. So when you don't do anything in Africa, what then do you plan to fall back on when you get older. Yeah, because I've watched so many videos of people living in Europe being interviewed, and many of them do not have any plans of doing anything in Africa. So I just want to know, have you decided that Africa is no longer your home because you have moved to Europe? You are going to live in that Europe forever? Because I can tell you for free that every day, day to day, every week, something always happens that reminds you that this is not your country. You are not living in your country. Sometimes you get told, if you don't like it, go back to your country. Do you understand? Do you intend to continue to live in this kind of environment or in this kind of place forever? Because you can't really tell what the future holds. What if something happens, God forbid, that requires you to move to Africa, like ASAP? What will you do? What will you do? Because this is not your country. I know you have a document, you have that, they changes their laws whenever and however they want. When they change the law to another one that doesn't suit you, you can't do anything about it. It's not your country. If you don't like it here, go back to your country. So what will you do? This is a time for us to really have a deep reflection. Home is home. Let's just try whatever we can do to make home better. Because you won't be in your country and somebody will be telling you, go back to your country. Or the kind of jobs available for you will be the one that you will work and your body will be broken, and at the end of the day, you will live in Europe for years and you'll have nothing to show for it. It's frustrating. So as we are planning, we've already seen that other generations, they made that mistake of not doing anything, having any business. They are not employing their fellow blacks and all of that. Fine. But as you are trying to invest in Europe where you live currently, also remember that you are first an African. Thank you and remain blessed.